We going live early today. Yeah, make sure you log on to doggiediamondstv.com. That is my official website, doggiediamondstv.com. On that website, you'll find videos that you might have missed. I ain't going to be saying this for my health, man. Bookmark the site. Visit the site. That's it. Everything is on there. doggiediamondstv.com, my official website. Listen, man, and have you heard about my $100 promo deal? I think you should take advantage of this deal because it's been very, very beneficial for many. Listen, the promotion will be done on Doggie Diamonds TV and the Interlude TV. That's the Insta stories, the YouTube community, the threads, the Facebook, the Twitter accounts. I can promote whatever you need. But as a reminder, this is for serious inquiries only. Must be Cash App ready. I can help you bring more awareness to your products, your YouTube, your shirts, whatever you got, your music, your songs, your store, your bar, your lounge, whatever it is you got that you need to get a bunch of eyes on. Yes, make sure you hit me up at Doggie Diamonds on Instagram. Listen, man, now accepting new clients, consultations with Coach Kandaka. And this is for artists, podcasters, business owners, content creators like myself. And the services include social media growth, brand clarity, organic supporter building, rollout strategy, product management, and monetization strategy. And I think you should hit her up at Coach Kandaka. Serious inquiries only to get your situation situated. Definitely can help you with that. Yeah, let's go. Yes, we here early today. What's up? Don't forget.
Doggie Diamonds did this.
Yes, we here. CEO Falcone, I see you. Tyson Garcia, I see you in the building. Where you been? Velion, what's going on? Watt Slice is one of the new moderators. Salute to you, holding the chat down. AK, what's up? Grumpy Bundy 716 is in the building. Peter Truth, what's going on? Kalila Austin, what's going on? Ohio's in the building? Yes, Peter Truth. I want to just shout you out again. Mick Nasty is in the building. Check Vids Online is in the building. Yes, make sure y'all hit that like. Iceberg Slim, what's up? Yes. It's a call-in show. It's Boss, what's up? This is where y'all get to call in tonight. I want to hear from y'all. I want to hear from the audience. Elmatic, what's up? Long time. I got to start coming on at different times. I know I come on too late. Y'all be having work and all that. Mr. Q, what's up? Mr. Dark Horse 747 is in that green. That means they are a supporter of the channel. Don't forget.
Doggie Diamonds did this.
CW, what's up? I'm about to let y'all hear some new music one of these days. Everything is going swell. Can't complain. Yes, the Kitchen Clothes podcast is in the building. Yes, Joan Young, you could always chime in. It ain't about hip hop, it's about your opinion too. Your opinion counts. And when I lay down the topic, I want you to chime in. All is welcome. Once I put the number on the screen, the super chat is available as well as the Cash App is pinned to the top. All donations and all support is needed and appreciated. Yes. Oh my God. Wait till y'all hear this album. Oh my God. I don't even know what to say. I promise I'm putting out new music. I don't really promise nothing, but I promise. Yes. I promise. And don't forget.
Doggie Diamonds did this.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, we're going to talk about the pros and cons tonight. Boogeyman, what's up? Yes. And I want all challenges with these beats too. Barring nobody. I'm about to talk my talk. I've been co-signed by the best already, so you know. I've been co-signed by the best. Yes. 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 Walker, it's cool. Kentucky's in the building. Hear that bass line? Goodness gracious. Like, oh, man. Okay. I'm here. What's up, everybody? I'm Doggie Diamonds. This is Doggie Diamonds TV. As you know, a lot of the notifications haven't been going out. So I need y'all to hit that share. I need y'all to hit that like. I don't know what's going on across the whole platform, but a lot is happening. For my subscriber base, the amount of people that's getting a notification is not a lot. Derek Brown, I see you. Stacks, I see you in the building. So I just got to keep working and just keep doing what I'm doing. And don't worry about that. I ain't worried about that. Just going to keep working. But this is one of them crowd participation shows. So, in fact, I appreciate you for becoming a new supporter. You was on that screen just now, letting it be known you a new supporter. And when you do a super chat, you appear on the screen too. So you're a part of the show. You are immortalized. You can say, yo, look, at this point, even if you wanted to shout your brand, if you want to say such and such in the house and you sent $2, $3 or whatever, it comes up on the screen. You immortalized forever. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. Watch it. McNasty gonna pop up soon. See that? See? Y'all don't really know too many people set up like this. You know, this is real. You know, the fonts is right, the colorways, you know. We work hard at this over here. When I say we, I mean me. But shout out to y'all. Y'all make this possible and y'all make me want to do this. So Patricia, how you doing? So all right, let me set the premise for y'all really, really quick. I remember what year was this? N.O.R.E was saying, I'm doing this, I want to do a podcast. And I was like, first I was like, what the hell is a podcast? Because I don't know if y'all know that podcast started out as something that was in the iPod. Reason it's called podcast. It was a way to do a radio show in the iPod. Inside of the iPod. That's why it's called a podcast. This is like the first generation iPod that I heard. I had a radio show, DTF Radio, as y'all know. You had Under the Street Lights Radio. You had DSN Radio. You had a lot of online radio shows. So we was already extracting the audios and putting it on YouTube. But then they came with a device where you could extract the audio, put it in a device, and people could listen to it. That's when podcasting started. So you had EVR, which was East Village Radio. That's where Elliot Wilson comes from. Juan Epstein, I think, was the first hip-hop podcast. People keep saying Combat Jack, but it wasn't Combat Jack. It was Juan Epstein was the first. Although what I was doing would be considered a podcast, I just didn't have it in podcast format. I was putting it on YouTube, which that's what everybody does now. But I didn't know anything about Apple and iTunes and none of that. So when N.O.R.E was saying he was doing a podcast, I was like, what is that? So when he explained to me what it was, I was like, that's what I've been doing. You know, that's why it's called a podcast, P-O-D. Because you got the iPod, first generation iPod. Remember with the wheel, you know, the iPod minis. Yeah, used to put that in there, right? So when N.O.R.E started doing it, everybody kept saying to me, you should do a podcast. You should do a podcast. So N.O.R.E was first doing like the podcast thing. Nobody put N.O.R.E on because despite some of the rumors, N.O.R.E he hosted Hot 97 a few times. Joe Button hosted Hot 97. So I wasn't surprised when they jumped into the space because they already had host Hot 97 sometimes. You know, they did the morning show. They did that. So they already knew what it was like to be in radio, to be on this side. Although it was a little weird for them to do that, but some rappers come from media, like Chris Lover, a.k.a. Ludacris. You know, Miss Jones had a show. Moni Love. So many people often segue from hip-hop music careers into media. But they always did it under a corporation. You always had to get hired. Podcasting, you don't have to get hired. You could just set up a microphone, set up a camera, and do what you do. Then we have this thing called like media. I was gonna say guerrilla marketing, guerrilla media. Guerrilla media would be me. Not classically trained, no education, don't know nothing about journalism, but studied the culture in the game from watching like Ralph McDaniels, watching Rap City, watching Yo MTV Raps, Fab Five Freddy, or Dr. Dre and Ed Lover, and just looking and say, yo, I want to do that. Like, I would love to ask people questions about the culture in hip hop. Then getting very, very close and cool with Dave Mays. Shout out to Dave Mays. Benzino, you know, that's the big bro. So just being around people who was in the space of media. So when I got around that, I started saying I wanted to do this. And then watching Video Music Box, you know, give a shout out, Ralph McDaniels, you know, the Yoda to the young Padawan over here, you know, in 2006, 2005, 2006, I started on this journey of just guerrilla, yo, I just want to put the camera to where they was looking at me like a clown. I'm going to be real with you. My peers know me from DJing, know me from production. You know, I got actual studio equipment, always had it. So when I bought a camera and I was like, yo, I want to film, they was like, film what? I said, yo, I want to film. I want to, you know, document stuff. People was looking at me like, the hell is this nigga doing? What are you talking about? I'm not going to get into my beginnings because you already know the foundation of a lot of things. And if you don't know, I don't feel like talking about it. But when I first started doing it, it was looked at like, the hell is he doing? But then some people started saying, yo, he kind of good at that. He know his hip hop. He know his questions. Like, be careful, he going to stump you. Be careful, he going to ask you something difficult. So over the course of the years, I was doing it. I was interviewing a lot of the rappers. All the rappers that got podcasts, ironically, I've interviewed all of them. From Gilly to Joe Budden to N.O.R.E to Fat Joe to Mano to Davies to Fab to Jim Jones. I've interviewed all Jadakiss. I've interviewed all of them. They used to look at me funny because I was media. And rappers and media always had an issue because if we talk to the wrong person, then it's like, oh, you mess with him. I don't mess with you because you did footage with him and this, that, and that. So I've always had a weird relationship with rappers because I always went for the underdog. Oh, they did what? Oh, nah. Come over here. I interview you. I ain't got no allegiance to nothing but the culture. And if you did something culturally appropriate, then you deserve to be heard. I didn't like no blackballing. I didn't like the underdog being cast out. I didn't like people being able to go on Flex and Power 105 and talk bad about you, and you ain't had no outlet. So that was the point of us creating an outlet, to give people an outlet. So from those situations is what you got the Max B interview, which got the Alley Vegas, which got some of the interviews that I did over the years. Now, I was seeing stuff the other day. I was like, damn, I forgot I did this. From me doing that, that's what happened. So I was able to even the playing field of people getting their voice out there. And that felt good because, again, I don't like somebody could just say whatever they want about you, and that's just what it is. And then I did the infamous Liza Rios interview, and we found out all this stuff about his family not being taken care of and all that. And it was like, wow, like, who would have thought, right? So I'm just doing all these interviews. And then as time progresses, of course, the Vlads emerge. Smacking Them always was there, but they didn't go digital. When he went digital, he tried to do Smack Tube. It didn't work for whatever reason, but then he started doing the battle thing. So then I started interviewing the battle rappers. That was great content because they get a lot of views and their stories, and just the whole storyline was dope. But at this particular time, everybody was still looking at me like, that nigga interviewed my op. Well, he gave a voice to the voiceless. nobody would have never heard from this dude if you didn't do it. So I used to go places where I could see sometimes it wasn't that. Maybe I might not have been wanted there, or dudes act a little funny. I don't care. I never cared. I'm going where I want, when I want. The earth is my turf. Nobody can tell me where I can and can't go. I'll come in your fucking house. If everybody else coming, then I'm coming in too. And that's how I carried it for all these years. Like, yo, I'll go where I want and do what I want. I don't care. I'm not scared of nobody. I'm not scared of nothing. And not because I'm stupid, but because if you mad at me because you said something about somebody and then somebody says something back about you, well, I'll give you the platform again to respond. But we're not going to play this big bang, take little bang. We're not going to step on the little people, and then when they respond, you mad at me. That don't work like that. That's not fair, because a lot of people have been lied on, slandered, and blackballed in this culture based off a narrative that wasn't true. So I always wanted to be like, nah, I know better than that. So it brings us within the last few years. As I interviewed everybody, I started saying, damn, like I don't really want to do recurring interviews. I don't want to have somebody on my platform every day asking them stuff, because as people laugh and say, this is chatty patty, or this is, niggas be chatty patty, but then want to pick and choose who's chatty patty. They want to pick and choose what's chatty patty. But I don't have time to answer critics, because most of the people who criticize you just want to do what you're doing. Most of the people who try to deter you from doing something want to do what you're doing, or have the aspirations to do it, or they're going to do it. So they'll try to tell you, nah, man, don't do that. I don't know, that green ain't you. And you be like, word, it ain't me, the green ain't matching the green. Be like, nah, that shit don't look right. Damn, fuck it. Then next you see him, nigga got on that green that he told you wasn't right. That's what people do. So that's why I don't listen to nobody. Okay. So now we're here. The success of N.O.R.E, the success of Joe Buttons. They are very successful, both of them. Then we started having other people jump into space. T.I. jumped into space, but he didn't know how to monetize it, so he quit. Fat Joe, that's like his 4th podcast. There are a lot of people, when they couldn't get the bag from it, they'll just do something else. But then when the space started getting to where this is the new media, everybody wanted to jump in it for the bag, not for the culture. It was for the bag. Like, yo, this, that, and the third. And then everybody's talking. Some people are not articulate. Some people are boring. That's not for me to decide. I just know what I watch and what I don't watch. But that's not for me to decide. You know, me personally, I'll watch Say Cheese before I watch anybody. Shit, I'll watch my nigga Zip before I watch some other people. You know, I'm not really big on the fancy sets and all that. And I know that a big corporation is behind it, so I know it's gonna get the views and go and get the viewership. I like ground up media. I like somebody that I seen start from nothing and they build and build and build and build. And you're like, damn, look where you at now. That's what I like. That's just me personally, you know, because I know what it's like to come from nothing, coming into the space, and I'm not co-signed. I don't have celebrity friends. Like I said to y'all last night, when I had Forbes, I put everybody on Forbes, but nobody has put me on their platform. Whatever. So now we got these elaborate sets. We got these lighting. We got cut. We got all this stuff. We got all these rollouts and shorts and social media, and all the celebrity friends is in the comments, fire, and all of this. In my opinion, because dudes heard that certain people scored bags, they try to say, it's a bag in that? I want to get the bag. And that's cool, because we all should be bag chasing. But the things that they criticized us for, they're now doing. The stuff that we talked about that they criticized us for, they're doing it now. They're using some of the language. They're using some of the words. They're talking about some of the topics that we were criticized for, that I'm blocked by certain people, that certain people are mad at me, or they're doing that now. And the irony in it is, when you have people who's good at something, instead of people building things up, they rather compete with it. They rather compete with it. So you mean to tell me y'all got hip hop on lock? So you clog that lane. Not really putting people on, you clog that lane. You don't have no understudies, you don't have no record labels, you don't have no crews, you don't have none of that. So you clog that lane, go in the bathroom, shit in the toilet, stop the toilet up, and then come out so nobody else can use the bathroom, and then you go use the other bathroom and do the same thing. That's how I look at it is. So nobody can use that bathroom because you shit it in the toilet and stop the toilet. The toilet is stopped up. So now you're looking for new toilets to shit in. If you look at them, you have Fat Joe Jada, Mano, Fab, Davies, and Jim Jones. That's 6 individuals in New York. In New York City, they should have, between all of them, 6 guys should have been able to produce 30 artists. So when we get clowned in New York for our music and our scene and all that, and old YNs and all that, you gotta blame them niggas. All them niggas is like 50, besides Davies. All of them have had they shot. All of them have had major deals. All of them had small deals. All of them have had that. Where's the understudy of artists? So instead of them saying, yo, we're going to embrace the younger dudes, do what we have to do, curate new talent and keep the city and the culture going to New York for the music scene, they shitted in the toilet. Stopped the toilet up and then left. Looking for a new toilet to shit in, to stop up. This is my personal opinion. Do they do good work? Yes. But I just find it ironic that the shit that they mad at me for, the shit that they mad at some of us for, you're now doing it. I just think that's very ironic. Very, very ironic. So I should have a clean slate with everybody. They should understand now in the space how it go. Oh, you said something about such and such, and niggas was mad at you. Niggas is always mad at me. I don't care. So now they should understand how it feels to sit on the other side of the camera and talk about the culture. Now, let me tell you what one of my problems is. I think they should be talking about how they create culture, not talking about the culture. We talking about 6 guys, Yonkers, the Bronx, Brooklyn, Harlem, Brooklyn. They should be talking about how they create culture, not talking about the culture, because we already have a lot of us that talks about the culture. But these guys should be talking about how they create culture, create new culture, helping create new culture via new artists, via new video shoots, via new songs, via studio. We don't want to hear your take about something. All these years of experience that y'all have, we hearing y'all talk about what Lil Yachty said yesterday, or who could be Hove in the verses. That's what the shit we doing. So you mean to tell me y'all got all of this marketing dollars behind you, all of this elaborate set for you to talk about the shit that we're talking about? But you're privy to certain information about the culture for the youth, for the youngins, for the up-and-coming podcasters, for the up-and-coming people who do videos. What are you doing different than what we're doing? Now I'm going to tell you what they're doing. In my honest opinion, they're evening the playing field of us giving the voices to some so they're able to use and clog the lane and drown out the voices. Able to silence some of the noise that's coming from the unseen, unheard, the people that don't have voices. They pick and choose. It's certain things that they can't talk about. There's certain things they won't talk about. Certain things they can't talk about and they won't talk about. Nothing is off limits with me. As you should be. If you are a true person in the journalism space, you can't play favorites, or you have to let it be known I'm biased. I'm going to play favorites, but I'm going to put it out there. And it's so well marketed and promoted that you're going to see it. I mean, you're going to click it. What can you do? So in my opinion, the bad thing is if you're doing it for a bag, you did it and you're doing it for all the wrong reasons. If you're doing it to preserve culture, to further the culture, and actually create culture, that's something different. See, we all create culture. See, I could bring on a Killer Priest. I could bring on an Ali Vegas. I could bring on certain people that you'd be like, yo, damn, where the hell this dude been? They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. They're going to play grab ass with their friends all day. They're not going to do that. They're not going to help nobody who needs the eyes and the vision on them. They're not for the culture. They're for the bag. What's going to bring the views? What's going to bring the money? What's going to bring the sponsors? That's not why we do shit. That's not why we do shit culturally. That's not why we do stuff. The money gonna come. The money always gonna come. But why are people worried about money if you so-called got money? If you got money, why are you worried about money? What, you need more money? So what you're doing is you're trying to come over here and shit in a new toilet. Clog it up, stop it up. And then whatever the next wave is, that's what you're going to jump on. And it ain't nothing that we can do about it because we don't have the marketing, the promo, the machine, because now the record labels is getting behind it. The record labels is behind it. I signed myself. I never been signed to any of these corporate entities. I signed myself. I did a partnership with somebody before, but the partnership is up. But I signed myself and others. So although understanding this, and this is very important, and I'm gonna let y'all call in and just give me y'all thoughts. One thing that I learned is that we live in a market. This is not a country. This is not boroughs. This is not city. This is a market. And if the market calls for it, it's going to be marketed if it's marketable and people going to buy it. I gave y'all the analogy the other day about the clean and the dirty water. So now we in a time where us as people, we just want content. We watching dumb shit. We watching people, AI, frogs jumping from buildings, and we know it's fake. But we sitting there questioning it. That frog just jumped from that building? So now we're believing things that we know is an illusion, that we know is not right and exact, that's not even real. But as long as it feeds something in you, and you don't have to look at self, because this justifies your behaviors and your ways and your actions. Because look at this. As long as you got that, you gonna let it go. It's gonna be cool. Y'all don't find it weird that everybody that comes before you, it's always the same niche. Nigga acting stupid. Chick is a smut. Motherfucker some self-help guru. Niggas a fucking telling you how to eat and all that. It's just never nobody who just knows how to say, yo, look, I ain't got it figured out. But I'm looking to figure it out. I'm trying to figure it out. But this is what I'm doing. This is what worked for me. That's who I am. I ain't got it all figured out. I don't shit. By all intents and purposes, I'm fucked up. Because I don't give a fuck about the stuff that everybody else gives a fuck about. I don't. So I look like the odd man out. I look like the odd boy. I look like, fuck wrong with him? You don't watch Power? What's wrong with you? You don't drink liquor? You don't smoke no reefer? Where the hoes at? So people start looking at me like, this nigga's weird. No, I'm just not controlled. That shit don't control me. That shit don't make me. I know programming when I see it. I read about programming. I know what's marketed to me to make me think that I need stuff that I don't even need. When you go in the supermarket, when you walk out of the supermarket, look at the stuff in the last aisle. Why you think it's candies and cakes and all that right there? In the last point before you about to walk out of the supermarket or check out, you look over, damn, I've been wanting some chocolate. Do you want chocolate or is it right in your face? It's never in the aisles. They got it in the aisles, but it's right there. See, I know these things. So I'm like, you ain't getting me. That's just me. So if I got to be the oddball, the odd man out, or whatever the case, I'm okay with that. But I know what's going on. I know that y'all trying to get me to buy this, and this person trying to sell it to us, and that nigga got it for free. This nigga got it for free. That's what an influencer is. It's to influence us to do what? I'm going to keep asking y'all. They gave it to somebody for free and say, you use your influence to get people to buy it, but you can have it. It don't cost you nothing. Nah. That don't work with me. That don't work with me. That do not work with me. You understand what I'm saying? That don't work with me. So I know better. What I know better, I do better. But I want y'all to call in and give me y'all input on, is it good or bad for it to be a 1,000,001 rapper podcast? Because more is coming. More is coming. The number is 516-218-6898. 516-218-6898. Call me, let me know. And I'm not saying, Nettie Net, I appreciate you. I'm not saying you gotta agree with me. If you have a whole different thought pattern, if you have a whole different idea or a whole different viewpoint, that's fine. I'm willing to talk to anybody about this topic. Like, don't think that, you have to agree with me. You don't never have to agree with me, but I'm gonna ask you critical questions if you have another way. So that's it. Call in, man. 516-218-6898. 516-218-6898. Only thing I'm gonna ask you is watch your language. And stay on topic. And turn your TV or computer down, whatever you're watching me on, down so it doesn't have the feedback. So yeah. 516-218-6898. 516-218-6898. Call in now. Or if nobody calls in, then I'll just get to leave. Hey, that's cool too. But I'm calling. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if anybody's calling, and the phone is busy or whatever, because, you know, I be getting a little twisted. I be getting it twisted sometimes, so I just want to make sure whoever's calling that is actually going through. But you know, it's just so much that y'all don't know that go on behind the scenes, and it's a lot of lies as far as like what's really happening, who's really getting money, who's really getting views, and it's like, I don't know. I just never been in the business of lying to people. I never been in the business of keeping the illusion going. You know, I just never been in the business. Because somebody tell me if the phone line is busy or something like that, or I should just call myself and see if it go through. Because I be messing up sometimes, so it could be busy. And I should have checked it before I did this. So let me see something. Let me see. Because somebody should have called by now, but I be getting it twisted myself. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, I messed up somehow. That's my fault. That's my fault. It was going to voicemail, so I don't know why it's not working. I got it twisted. Okay, no. I'm calling the wrong number. That's why. Damn. Okay, let me see if it works. Okay, it's working. Y'all just ain't calling. Cool. I get to get the hell out of here. I get to give my little spiel and leave. 516-218-6898. Hey, nobody calling? Cool. I get to go do something else. I got other stuff to work on. It happens. People are preoccupied, somebody else. People not used to me being on this early. I'll come back on later on and y'all could chime in or y'all could not, whatever the case may be. Yeah, I got other stuff going on that I could be working on and I could do that. So, all right, that's it. I'm not going to take no callers. Nobody called in. So let's put this on busy. All right, y'all, man. So until next time, I'm out of here. I might come back later, might not, depending. But I got work to do. I'm in album mode, and I got stuff to work on. So, yo, I'll holler at y'all next time. Oh, listen, and if you want to know, to get interviewed on Doggie Diamonds TV, just hit me up at Doggie Diamonds on IG. Hop on this special offer now. It's a 35-minute interview with social media promo included. It could be live streamed on tape, and you can have an additional guest in your interview. Just hit me up at Doggie Diamonds on IG. Peace. I'm out of here. Until next time, I'll be back.
Doggie Diamonds did this.
I know it's early. Might be too early for y'all to call. Next time, I'll be back later.